Today I'm going to introduce the control flow of the Swift programming language. So there are several types of control flow in the Swift programming language, which is while loop that you can perform a task of multiple times, and the if and the switch conditional statements that you can execute different branches based on certain conditions, and use break and continue to transfer flow of the execution to another point, and finally the for-in loop to iterate over arrays, dictionary, and ranges. So we still use Xcode to perform our code. So first I would like to talk about the if statement, the very simple one. So if statement is kind of to check the certain conditions. So if, so for example, if we say var time is equal to 30, okay. If the time is less than or equal to 30 seconds, we see, and then we print time is too short. And you can also use else if to perform like other case. Else if the time is bigger or equal to 45, we can print another thing. Okay, don't forget the bracelet. Okay, the time is good. It's good fit. And also you can finally provide another else. Okay, and we can see. Okay, we can print time is too long. Okay, so in this case, because as we can see the time equal to 60 and it's actually bigger and equal to 45, so the final answer would be print out the time is good fit. Okay, that is called the time if statement. And next I would like to talk about the switch statement. So what is switch? Switch is kind of compare value with several possible matching patterns, and it always begin with the keywords Swift. So let me have an example. So for example, if we let integer to describe, which is equal to 5, okay, and we say the var description is kind of equal to a string, and which is the number. We say integer to describe is, okay, and we use switch to compare the value with multiple possible patterns. We do switch, okay. So as you can see, this is a pattern, and we see integer to describe, okay, which is a value that you want to compare with. The first pattern is a case 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11, and we say description is plus and equal to a prime number, and also, and because you have to remember that every switch it's exhaustive, so it has have an end of the case, and you can, if you can't like specify every outcome of the switch, that you have to provide a default, which is use the keywords default over here. So you can see, okay, default, and what's the default? We say description, okay, is plus equal to integer. So it's kind of, if the integer to describe is equal to 5, if this is one is a prime number, then it will be fit for the case 1, which the description will be, oh, okay, the number 5 is a prime number. Okay, so in this case, if we print out the description, okay, we can see the number 5 is a prime number and also, right? Okay, yeah. Okay. So what else if there are another statement that I want to introduce, which is called fall-through statement. What is fall-through statement? Fall-through statement is simply cross-coded execution to move directly to the statement inside the next case. So which means after you perform the case 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 11, and it will directly perform the execution to the default. So if whatever we put a fall through, so as you can see, the output is changed. It changed to the number 5 is a prime number and also an integer. Okay, that's a fall through. It's over here. Okay, that is fall through, and what is used for. And next, I will talk about the break and the continue. So what is break and continue? So continue is a tail loop to stop what it is doing and start again at the beginning of the next iteration. So for example, we let label input is equal to apple, okay, and then we say let we want output, okay, which is a empty string, and we say that there is a character to remove, which is a array of characters. Okay, this. Now we see now define this. To remove is equal to, if this array okay, if this array contains a something, and we want to remove the a from the label input and get the output, and what's this used for? So we use a for loop to check every character inside the label input. Okay, we see if the character to remove contains character check, then we do continue. Okay, so in this case, well, what does that mean? So it means that we will first check is a character remove actually contains. So first we do a for loop in the label input, and we check every character in the apple, right? A, P, P, L, E, and if the character remove, like the array which only have one character, which is A, have the A in the label input, then we remove that A. Okay, so that's what does with the continue, because it actually stop over there and then just directly go to the for loop again. So we have else, okay, and we see label out, label input, no, output, append, okay, and finally we print out the output. Okay, so as we can see, so now contains. So it's only have a PPLE. So what's that mean? It means just means that first we check every character in the label input, and then we find that actually the character remove A character is inside the label input. Then we remove that one because it's continue, right? So continue, and it's simply just break over there and start a new loop from the following. We start from P because there is no P inside the character remove, and then we add the P to the output, so it's PPLE, but we removed A. Okay, so what's a break use? Break is an execution of entire control flow statement immediately. Okay, so if we say break, it's print nothing. Okay, it's print nothing because when the character remove contains A, okay, it's just end the entire control flowment. It's just okay, I found A character inside the label input. So what else? It's just a break, which means is the every execution, remaining execution is just get out from the following loop overly, and I cannot print anything. It's just empty, nothing. So that's just the continue bring for through. Okay, and we also describe the for in loop. For in loop is kind of like you can iterate over an array and check every element from that array or dictionaries. Okay, so next video I will introduce a really interesting project with the while loop. So, and this is today's video. Thank you very much.